I thought I had it all. A beautiful wife, a successful career, and a life many would envy. We met in college, Sarah and I. She was the star of the debate team, sharp, witty, and absolutely stunning. I was just a quiet guy in the library, but somehow our worlds collided. Our wedding day was the happiest day of my life. I looked into her eyes and saw my future, our future. We promised to love and cherish each other through sickness and in health, for richer or for poorer. For the first few years, it was pure bliss. We built a home together, traveled the world, and supported each other's dreams. I poured everything I had into our relationship, into making her happy. But slowly, things started to change. It was subtle at first. Late nights at the office became more frequent. Business trips started popping up on weekends. She'd be on her phone, smiling, and when I'd ask who she was texting, she'd just say it was a coworker, a friend, nothing to worry. I dismissed the nagging feeling in my gut as my own insecurity. I told myself I was being paranoid, that a successful woman like her was bound to have a demanding schedule. I tried to be more supportive, more understanding. I'd have dinner waiting for her when she came home late. I'd surprise her with flowers, with little gifts, just to see that smile that first made me fall in love. But the distance between us grew wider. The laughter that once filled our home was replaced by a tense silence. She became a stranger living under my roof. The final straw came on our 10th anniversary. I had planned a surprise romantic getaway to the same place I proposed. I spent weeks organizing every detail, wanting to reignite the spark we'd lost. The night before we were supposed to leave, she told me she had to go on an urgent last-minute business trip. Her boss absolutely needed her there. My heart sank. I begged her to postpone it, to tell her boss it was our anniversary. She just looked at me with cold indifference and said, "It's just one weekend, Mark. Don't be so dramatic. Work is important." That night she packed her bags. As she was about to leave, a notification lit up her phone screen, which she'd carelessly left on the bed. It was a message from a name I didn't recognize. "Can't wait to have you all to myself this weekend, my love. Forget your anniversary. We'll make our own memories." The world around me shattered. It wasn't a business trip. It was a romantic getaway with someone else. All the late nights, the secret texts, the emotional distance, it all clicked into place. The pain was indescribable. It felt like a physical blow, knocking the air from my lungs. I confronted her, phone in hand. For the first time, I saw a flicker of panic in her eyes, but it was quickly replaced by defiance. She didn't even try to deny it. She told me she'd been seeing him for 2 years. 2 years. She told me she was bored, that I wasn't exciting enough anymore. She said he, a wealthy business partner, understood her ambition in a way I never could. Every word was a dagger twisting in my heart. The woman I had dedicated my life to had been living a double life, laughing at me behind my back. That night I didn't sleep. Anger and heartbreak warred within me. But as the sun rose, a cold, calculated calm washed over me. She thought I was weak, predictable, and boring. She wanted a man who understood ambition. Fine, I would show her ambition. The first thing I did was hire the best private investigator money could buy. I needed proof, undeniable proof of everything. While Sarah was off on her business trips, I was collecting evidence. Photos, hotel receipts, text message logs. The pie was thorough. He uncovered a web of lies so intricate it was almost impressive. It turned out her ambitious lover, this titan of industry named Alex, wasn't just cheating on his wife with Sarah. He was also running a pretty shady business. He was embezzling funds from their joint company, the very company Sarah was so proud to be a partner in. And the best part? She had no idea. She was so blinded by his charm and wealth that she never bothered to look at the books too closely. My plans started to form. It wasn't going to be a simple, messy divorce. Oh no, that would be too easy. She had played a long game with my heart, and now I was going to play chess with her entire life. I contacted a forensic accountant and a top-tier divorce lawyer. With the evidence from the pie, we started building a case. We discovered that Alex had been siphoning money into offshore accounts for years. and he had cleverly framed some of the transactions to implicate other partners, including Sarah. She was so eager to climb the corporate ladder that she signed documents without reading the fine print, trusting him completely. Her ambition was now her Achilles heel. While my legal team worked in the shadows, I played the part of the heartbroken, oblivious husband. I'd ask her how her trips were, listening with a pained smile as she spun elaborate tales of meetings and conferences. It was agonizing, but every lie she told just fueled my resolve. I was gathering my strength, biding my time for the perfect moment to strike. The stage was being set for a grand finale she would never see coming. The day of reckoning arrived on a Tuesday. It was the day of their company's annual shareholder meeting, a huge event that Sarah had been preparing for months. She was due to give a major presentation alongside her lover, Alex. She left the house that morning looking immaculate in a power suit, a confident smirk on her face. She gave me a dismissive pat on the arm and said, "Wish me luck. Today's a big day." I just smiled and said, "Oh, I'm sure it will be. More than you can imagine." She had no idea that my pie had already discreetly delivered a package of evidence to Alex's wife, and my accountant had anonymously tipped off the board of directors and the SEC about the financial irregularities. With all the proof they needed pointing directly at Alex, I waited. About an hour into the shareholder meeting, my phone started buzzing. The company was under investigation for massive fraud. The dominoes began to fall, faster and more spectacularly than I could have ever hoped. I pictured the scene, Sarah standing on the stage, mid-presentation, watching in horror as her lover and her career were dismantled before her very eyes. Minutes later, she called me, her voice hysterical. "Mark, you won't believe what's happening. They arrested Alex. The company is in chaos." I let her panic for a moment before calmly saying, "I know, Sarah. I know everything." Silence. Then a choked whisper. "What do you mean, you know?" And that's when I laid it all out. "I know about the 2 years, Sarah. I know about the weekends, the lies, the secret phone. I know he wasn't just your partner in business." I could hear her sharp intake of breath. I continued, my voice steady and cold. "And while you were busy being bored, I was busy too. You see, your ambitious lover was also a common thief. And you, my dear, were his unwitting accomplice. Did you ever read what you were signing?" Her world imploded in that single phone call. She lost her job, her reputation, and her lover, all in one day. The ensuing investigation revealed her negligence, and while she wasn't charged criminally, she was blacklisted from the industry. When she finally came home, she was a broken woman. The confident, defiant person who had dismissed my love was gone, replaced by a ghost. She tried to apologize, to cry, to beg for forgiveness, but it was too late. I handed her the divorce papers my lawyer had prepared. Thanks to the evidence of her affair and her involvement in the financial mess, the settlement was overwhelmingly in my favor. I got the house, a significant portion of our assets, and my freedom. She was left with next to nothing. She had gambled with my heart and lost everything. Some might say my revenge was cruel, but I see it as justice. It took me a long time to heal from the wounds she inflicted, but rebuilding my life from the rubble has been the most empowering journey. Today I'm happy. I'm traveling, I've reconnected with old friends, and I'm even starting my own small business, something I'd always dreamed of but put on hold for her. As for Sarah, I hear she moved back to her hometown, working a menial job, a shadow of the woman she once was. She played with my heart, and in the end, she faced the revenge she truly deserved. Thanks for listening to my story. If you've been through something similar, know that you're not alone and you have the strength to rebuild. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.